That was the question hanging in the air at Serenity Hills, a slice of paradise tucked away in the hill station of Kasali. The resort, with its sweeping views of the Himalayas and the serene atmosphere that seemed to press the chaos of the world to the periphery, was meant to be a refuge. But for Maya, its arrival marked the beginning of a journey she never expected. Maya was not just any guest. She was a high-profile corporate executive whose life had unraveled spectacularly. Her marriage, once an unshakable fortress, had collapsed under the weight of her husband Rohan's betrayal. The devastation had driven her here, to Serenity Hills, seeking solace in the stillness, hoping that a change of scenery could also change the course of her fractured life. When Maya arrived, she was a picture of grace struggling to mask her heartache. Her every step was measured, her smile a carefully constructed facade. It wasn't long before she met Arav, the resort's manager. His first impression was a stark contrast to her internal storm, calm, collected, and undeniably kind. "Welcome to Serenity Hills," Arav greeted, his voice smooth and reassuring. "I'm Arav. If there's anything you need, don't hesitate to ask." But Maya's response was distant, almost mechanical. She was here for peace, not for small talk. Yet, something in Arav's presence was different. It wasn't just his warm smile or the genuine way he spoke. It was a quality that seemed to invite trust. As the days passed, Maya found herself opening up to him in ways she hadn't anticipated. The conversations that started as polite exchanges soon became something more profound. They spoke of dreams and disappointments, of hopes and fears, and through these conversations, something unexpected began to bloom between them. They explored the hills together, and it wasn't long before the air between them crackled with an undeniable chemistry. For Maya, the beauty of the mountains seemed to mirror the beauty she was discovering in Arav, a beauty that was raw, unfiltered, and profoundly real. But their connection didn't go unnoticed. Word of their growing closeness soon reached Rowan, who was seething with a mixture of anger and desperation. He had been piecing together the remnants of his marriage, trying to salvage what he could, when he caught wind of Maya's new relationship. Driven by a cocktail of guilt and fury, he decided to confront the situation head-on. The day Rowan arrived at Serenity Hills was a tempestuous one. Dark clouds loomed over the peaks, and a sense of impending drama seemed to hang in the air. His arrival was like a jolt, a sharp reminder of the chaos Maya had hoped to escape. He stormed through the resort, his face a mask of determination and hurt. "Maya," Rowan's voice cut through the serene atmosphere like a knife. "We need to talk." Arav, sensing the tension, tried to intervene. "Rowan, perhaps it's best we discuss this in private." But Rowan was not in the mood for civility. "I'm not here for pleasantries, Arav. I want to know what's going on between you and my wife." Maya, caught between the man she had once loved and the man she had come to care for, felt her heart pound in her chest. She had hoped for clarity, for peace, but instead, she found herself at the center of a storm. As Arav and Rowan clashed, Maya's internal struggle intensified. She had come to Serenity Hills seeking refuge, but now she faced a choice that would define the rest of her life. Her heart ached with the weight of her decisions. Could she truly start over with Arav, knowing the fallout it might cause? Or should she attempt to mend the broken threads of her marriage, despite the deep cracks? Rowan's presence ignited a series of confrontations, each more emotionally charged than the last. His anger was a raw, powerful force, and his inability to see past his pride only fueled the fire. For Maya, every interaction was a battle between the life she had known and the future she was beginning to imagine with Arav. Amidst the tension, Arav was tormented by his own conflict. His feelings for Maya were genuine, but so was his commitment to maintaining the sanctity of his resort. He had built Serenity Hills with his own hands, and the last thing he wanted was to see it marred by scandal. Yet, the prospect of losing Maya weighed heavily on him. His dreams of success seemed meaningless without her. The climax of this emotional tempest came during a stormy night. The winds howled through the hills, and the rain pounded against the windows of the resort. Maya, Arav, and Rowan found themselves in a small, intimate lounge, the flickering light of the fireplace casting shadows that danced like specters of their past and future. "Maya, you owe me this conversation," Rowan said, his voice cracking with desperation. "We need to figure out what's next." Arav, torn between his own heart and his responsibilities, stood silently, his gaze locked with Maya's. It was a moment of raw vulnerability, where every word seemed to hold the weight of a lifetime. I don't know what to say," Maya finally admitted, her voice trembling. "Everything is so unclear. I thought coming here would give me answers, but now I'm more confused than ever." The room fell into a heavy silence, broken only by the rhythmic drumming of the rain. Roan's face was etched with a mix of hope and despair, while Arav's eyes were filled with an unspoken plea. In the end, the decision fell to Maya. She chose to embrace the new path with Arav, the man who had shown her a different kind of love, a love untainted by betrayal and unburdened by the past. It was a leap into the unknown, but it was a leap she was willing to take. Roan, though shattered, found a measure of peace in the resolution, a chance to rebuild his life with a newfound perspective. As the storm outside began to abate, the first light of dawn crept over the mountains. The promise of a new day brought with it the possibility of fresh beginnings. Maya and Arav, now united, faced an uncertain future, but it was a future they were willing to embrace together. The story of Serenity Hills concludes with a lingering question. When faced with the crossroads of love and loyalty, how do you choose between the past you know and the future you yearn for? Is it worth risking everything for a chance at true happiness, even if it means leaving the familiar behind? Reflect on your own life's crossroads and consider, what would you choose?